looks like they're hosted. Hey guys, this is the Trishula finals. We have 6Sam versus Plant Synchro. This will be interesting to watch. Who's here? Who else is here? Who else is in the zone? Alright, looks like Jazz will be there in a moment. Who do we have else that's seen this? I'll do my best to comment on everything. I'm not the most experienced player by any stretch for this particular format, but I'll do my best. Hanzo gave me a brief rundown of his strategy with the 6Sams in this particular era, so follow us along. I know the gist of like Plant Synchro, but 6Sams is a little. I didn't want to get any info wrong or intel wrong. Okay. See Hanzo hosting there, so just gonna wait for Jazz to show up and then we can have the battle underway. Also, I realize that this text here is wrong. Let me fix it. It's 34. This is the 34th, not the 33rd. Oh, I blinked and I missed it. Where are these guys? Okay. Now I'm here. I am. Alright, let's have our battle underway. 6Sam versus Plant Synchro for the wins. Looks like Plant Synchro was like Jazz wins the RPs. Oh, music's a little. Okay, looks like Jazz is going first. The TK coming in with the set one. Pass it over. TK gonna be a very common card going into the XZ's era. Blocking off all those search effects. Stopping the summons. Hanzo gonna go for a set one, set three. Can't clear the TK just yet. Here comes a Tengu. Looks like Jazz is coming to beat us first. The warning's going to come out. 2000's going to hit the Tengu. I'm not going to let that float in. Summon, it's going to hit the Kageki here. Nice little defense line in case you have to be in a situation for waiting to turn your combo. 2K defense still being quite relevant, especially with Thunder King going to be running around a lot. Got the Kizan coming down. Let's, does Jazz have the bottomless for that? Yep. Have to hit these 6Sams individual. Oh, here comes the Grandmaster, so that line's clear. Is Jazz going to Thunder King this summon? He can tribute the Thunder King to negate this because it's an inherent special summon. It's not a card effect summon, so if Jazz wants to, he can tribute off this Thunder King to stop the summon. Not wanting to Hanzo to keep the 6Sams all stacked up like this, but yeah, he's gonna go and hit the Grandmaster. That is gonna trigger Grandmaster's effect though, which basically adds itself back to him. It should be able to target itself because it is a 6Sam monster. And Hanzo, oh, Jazz is going to come in the gate with a DD Crow, going to stop that Grandmaster coming in. Hanzo left just with this lone Kageki in defense position, going to set one, pass it back. Jazz main decking the DD Crows in this format. Seems like a good idea given some of the more popular decks like Plant Synchro, but also TGs. If you DD Crow some of those TG monsters, you're gonna not be able to resolve those effects, which those effects are quite annoying. It lets TGs play the neutral game incredibly well. Shien's going to search up this Kagemusha, the Sixth Samurai, going to be the tuner. Is he going to climb into the Shien? Unless he has another thing like here comes the Shadow Master. Oh, sorry, Sixth Samurai. Jasmine, the Solemn Warning, going to keep that Shien off the board. Again, the double-edged sword technique. Hanzo's going to come in. He can grab both. He can probably build another Shien off this. I think Shien's still unlimited in this format. I know in Tengu it's limited to one. Double-edged becoming a huge playmaking enabler. Before it was just another big aggro tool. Can build another Shien. It's going to be a problem for Jazz if he has primary spell and trap cards in his hand, but we'll see if he comes out of this. He's going to hit 25. The Gores is going to be dropped though. But Hanzo is coming up with the other Solemn Warning and stop this Gores from hitting the board. Jazz left with 2 cards, staring down at Shien. This could be trouble for the Plant Synchro strategy. Hanzo having all the means to make the big plays. Hanzo being the de facto 6-Sam enthusiast across many retro formats. If there's a format where 6-Sams can be viable to play, Hanzo is gonna bringing them and swinging them. Shien gonna hit Dandelion, gonna generate 2 tokens. The hand's gonna come in, get another one. Hand having a nice little stat line, it's actually gonna tribute itself to pop the other token. You can do that. You just have to have another 6-Sam in the field, which this Shien here classifies. Unlike its earlier variant, the Great Shogun Shien, which is not a 6-Sam monster. Jazz flipping up the trap stun. Is Shien going to... Shien's not going to negate that with Shien. Jazz going to set, pass. Probably looking to fish out the once per turn negate on this Shien. Attack in. Gonna hit a Spore. Gonna set that up from the graveyard. Does give Jazz some playmaking here. He's got the Dandelion. He is able to banish, but does Hanzo... Depends on this set card Hanzo has. Is it a possible negate? The Debris Dragon. Gonna bring out that Dandelion. Oh. Hanzo's gonna think upon the resolution of the effect. Dandelion hitting the field. Jazz can go into... Oh. It's gonna flip that Dandelion face down. It's gonna leave the Debris Dragon just sit alone. That book gonna cut off that Black Rose Dragon play or whatever Jazz was planning to do. Battle phase Debris is gonna hit the set monster. It's gonna be a Kagemusha. Jazz is gonna take 800 chip damage. These guys with the big defense points. 6 Samurai is getting a level 2 tuner like this, and we searched off the smoke signal. Particularly, I find to be quite effectual. Sorry guys, I've been missing chat. I had my chat minimized by accident. I see you, Prada. I see you, Luzbel. I see you, David Rodriguez. We're rooting for the Hanzo. Sorry guys, I missed you guys in the chat here. Debris. I don't think there's a level 5 dragon that Jazz can make off this. He's gonna need another monster. He's got the Spore in the graveyard. You banish the Dandelion, but he's still to possibly get a level 5er. We'll see what the 2 cards in Jazz's hand are. Jazz possibly facing off against a negate here on Hanzo's deal. There are 2 warnings in the grave. I forget if the warning is semi-limited. Debris is going to clear out this Kagemusha. Going to deal with 600. Going to set, pass it back to Hanzo. We're going to come into the other. It was a double-edged sword technique. Does Jazz have a possible interrupt to this? Gonna go after Kagemusha, gonna go after Hand of the 6 Samurai. That lets... And he's gonna bottomless, which is gonna hit the hand here. Xian is gonna negate that. There's the once per turn negate, but didn't matter because Jazz only had the one spell trap card. Coming to Kageki, and that's gonna be it. Looks like Jazz won't be able to play out of that. That's a game 1 going to Hanzo there. And we'll see what comes in for this. Yeah, double warning. Going pretty hard. Having all the right spell trap cards. Yeah, unfortunately for Jazz, he couldn't stick that Gores in the field. The warning was there. Gores being a particular problem for Xian in this deck. Yeah, because they have the destruction block. Just coming in hot that match. We will see what how Jazz decides into this matchup. As I'm personally not too familiar with this dynamic because I don't have a lot of experience in the format. We can assume we'll see things like Max C and Puppet Plant, though. Max C might just be like a +1. I'm not sure. We'll see. And we'll see how Hanzo decides against the Synchro Plant. So this is quite educational for me as well. I'm just broadcasting, man. I'm just showcasing the games. Chain Disappearance would seem good. I don't know if that's a card that's ran in this format. Jazz gonna set a monster here. T-pose. 3-pose. We'll see how Hanzo approaches this. The Rhoda coming down. He's gonna look for something. Hell, I know. Got the Yaichi. He's gonna scope out one of these set spell trap cards. Here comes the United. It's gonna be okay. Yaichi's gonna drop down. It's gonna add counters to United. 1 counter, sorry. The Grandmaster is going to be dropped. Is he going to cryo one of these set cards? Probably. That's right. Yeah. He's going to go for one of these 2 set cards. Looking for it. Wait, Jazz is looking for the target before game spawns. The D Prison is going to get hit. Gonna drop the United, grab 2 extra cards. 6 Sams are very good because of their speed, especially when they have all the right cards in the right extenders. Cough cough, gateway. Here comes the D Fizz, which seems really good against Plant Synchro because totally cuts off their graveyard. D Prison not good against 6 Sams? Is that because like they just have too many negates, or well, not too many negates, but it's because of like Xian cut off? Battle traps should be sided out. Have to double up against Xian and get steamrolled by Barkion. Yeah, right, because I guess it's pretty easy for the 6 Sam deck to make the Naturia monsters, so Barkion just cuts off the trap cards, so I get what you guys are saying. I hear you guys. I think I did a few practice games with Trishula, and I think that's what happened. They made Barkion, and I lost access to all my trap cards. Jazz in a little bit of a pickle here. becomes a Thunder King. Yeah, not only does a Fissure cut off Jazz from like the graveyard, but I think it also prevents him from activating Thunder King, because you have to be able to send Thunder King to the graveyard, and you know the whole bullshit about Dimensional Fissure and cards like Card Trooper and whatnot not being able to do a certain action because D-Fizz doesn't let things be sent to the graveyard. So it actually prevents Thunder King from negating stuff too. Well, negating at least the summon cards. TK can't be used. Here comes the Dojo. It's another one of the many new cards that Six Sam's got in Storm of Ragnarok that pushed them into this tier 1 status. Get a Synchro, make that Shien. Wait, I don't think you can. Can you do that? I don't think you can do that, no. No, Jazz, you can't do that. Uh-oh. Yeah, you can't. Can't stop the Shien. The D-Fizz restriction, so Jazz is gonna have to need. The other card will have to be used. Yeah. I'm gonna say it was Drew against Jazz, can't stop it. Jojo's gonna accumulate a counter. Thunder King's gonna get rolled over. Hanzo must side out. Yeah, for the side. Yeah, it makes sense. Gotta side out all your graveyard support. Otherwise, you're just drawn dead. Here comes a Tengu, something that is not particularly affected by D-Fizz. A Torrential, she ain't gonna negate that yet. There's that monster encounter. Jazz does not much else Jazz can do. We got the Spirit coming down. Is it gonna unionize to our friend Mr. Chien? Send this card's graveyard features on 1/6 Samurai or Shien effect monster from your main deck whose level is less than or equal to the number of shield points used. Spirit is gonna, we're gonna give Shien a little boosty boost, 500. I do remember this card from Six Sams in Perfect Circle, from which is much more of a rogue deck. Yeah. And if that destroys, I think, it lets him, it's like Horn of the Phantom Beast for this deck. Just lets him draw when he runs over this Tengu. So Hanzo's generating more damage. Yeah, it doesn't have to be great. Yeah, it does not have to be great, yeah. The Dojo's gonna come down. He's got 2 D-Fizz, damn. That's crazy. Looking very grim for Jazz here, unfortunately. I do like the Plant Synchro deck a lot. It's one of the more fun and intricate decks in the format. Being able to Synchro spam is fun in my opinion. But I do realize that there's also a lot of potential counters. And you end up in these situations where you're in the no fun zone. The no fun zone. Lone Fire. This at least. Can we activate Rivalry? Ooh. Oh my gosh, Jazz just stuck under all the floodgates. Jazz looking at every single damn, well, not everyone, but a series of unfortunate floodgates. Yeah, I think he might be grilled. It's very. He can still, he can. See, I don't even know what you can do, like, because I think 1-for-1, you have to send to be able to send to grave as well. to be activated, so you can't even activate that either. Like, Defizz just cooks this deck. That's crazy. All the stuff's in the graveyard. I guess Jazz didn't. Not on the fire. Hanzo is gonna draw another card and generously give Jazz 1,000 life points. Dojo. And he's gonna build himself. He's gonna send Great Banish. He's gonna make another Shien and just sit on top of Negatesville. Oh my gosh, this is a pretty unfun state, you guys. Now he's got another guy on the board. Gonna send the Dojo away. Gonna get another guy on the board. Get another Kagamusha. And that is gonna end. He needs like a giant Trunade or something, man. Like, we'll see what he does. Brionic should be okay. Oh, and here comes the. Oh my! Of course a warning is there. Oh, of course a warning is there. The second time. So. Another solemn warning to add the insult to injury. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, you just flood the gate city. That's gonna be it. Hanzo's gonna take the W for this Trishula event. Congrats to Hanzo there. Jazz coming in close into second place with the plant Synchro. Have a nice rest of the day stream. Thank you, Hanzo. I guess I just pull up the replay in the meantime. Actually, what I can do here is we can get some coverage. Actually, I'm just gonna let this play while I do that. I'll be back momentarily, guys. I'm just gonna get some coverage. We can look at the topping lists. We can look at the top 8 and stuff. Yeah, I was really unfortunate for Jazz and Planet Synchro. And I'm kind of reading just Discord here. Someone commented, Hanzo commented, like a lot of the traps were like the pre-sighting for the TG matchup, which is the most anticipated one for this event because TGs had taken a lot of first and second place over the course of the tournament. Really excited to see the Karakuri list. Yeah, I think I have FL. I have the FL subscription, so I can see more than just the. I can see more than just the top 8. IRT T004. I'll be right back with that list, guys. Just hang tight. Okay, coverage is just underway, and I can show you guys the winner lists. There you see Jazz with all the traps done here, and fortunately the Avarice not have enough stuff to go off of. Again, congrats Hanzo, showing your prowessness in the format. Coverage is almost done. Okay, the blog spot should be up, so let's look at that. Let's look at the topping list. Cool, I'm just gonna adjust my display for it so you guys can see it a little better. Okay, so here we go. We have the results of the Trishula event. Here are the top 8 for everyone to see. There, I'm just moving some things around. So first place we have 6 Sam, as you guys saw. Second place Plant Synchro with Jazz. Third place third and fourth the TG Stun, the TG No Fun. We have another 6 Sam in the top with the Floatstone Mafia. Glad Beasts piloted by Icaros here. We have the Karakuri list that was mentioned by Valaraco. And another Plant Synchro in the top 8 by Wagamuffin. So we have 2 Plant Synchro, 2 TG Stun, 2 6 Sam, 1 Glad Beast, and 1 Karakuri. So quickly look at that Karakuri list by request. Just give it a second. Sometimes it doesn't always load right away. I changed 1 card in comparison to Toolwalk lists. Oh, hi Hanzo. Congrats. To respect the TG, yeah. Makes sense, because you can anticipate. It was probably the most anticipated list to appear in the event, just because it's the easiest one to pilot. That or maybe Hero. Sorry. Give it a second, just having trouble loading the list. But you can kind of see it in the distance. We can look at some of the other lists that almost got in. The TGs were just about to crack in. Look at this. TG, Gravekeeper, TG. They're just... Oh, sorry. TG X Saber. Oh, that one's interesting. So a mishmash of the 2 strategies. And we had Gigavise, more TG. Oh, TG X Saber, Infernity, X Saber, TG Hero, Agent, Infernity, Hero, X Saber, Other, that looks like Psychic OTK, and 6 Sam down there. But I'm curious to see the individual lists, which are having trouble loading. Oh my god, it's not loading. Oh well, fine. I guess a different way to look at it. Yeah, I don't think... let's look at some of those... Look at the entire representation here. Looks like, yeah, the bulk. 5 out of 24 players on TG Stun. This one is it. I'm having trouble popping up lists. I'm having trouble like loading up the individual like lists for some reason, but maybe if I refresh the page. It's being a bit iffy right now. Uh-oh. There's our top cut. Solemn. Oh my god, Solemn Morning is just... I don't know how do you guys feel about like Solemn Morning? Do you feel like Do you feel like it's a fair card? Because you can see how many times it just like shut off so many plays, and the fact it cuts off seems to cut off quite a bit. Like I know it's like a super good card, and you have to like mandatory, but how do you guys feel about Solemn Warning? Do you think it's like stupid, or do you think it's like fair? You see some of the other common ones like Reborn Tengu because it just works in multiple strategies. The D-Priz likely to beat out the TGs and shit. And of course, anything that's going to banish is going to cut them off. Maxi, most sided, Dust Tornado, Crossout, Lance. What's Crossout hitting though? Because it seems like most decks are not really setting too much. Is Crossout like a counter for GK? I have like more questions. I do have like answers because I haven't played a lot of this format. Every time I've tried to play, I usually just get beaten. It's having trouble. Can't try again. Oh, there we go. Now it's loaded. Oh, it's because of Raikou, right? I forgot about Raikou. Raikou and GK. There's a Karakuri list. Looks like fun. I can assume it's a little bit kept back because of Sidra making Chimera Tech, and then Max C just gives the opponent a huge plus, but it looks fun. I haven't played much of Karakuri. It looks like a fun deck to, because now you have all the big guys too, and it can easily make like Barkion and Beast or this list has Tortoise, and I love Instant Fusion. Any deck that can use Instant Fusion, I like to, because I just like the card. I like being able to interact with like those weird fusion monsters from the old day. Loses to Maxi, Tengu, and yeah, makes sense. Let's see the other decks. Let's see Hanzo's winning list. Yeah, we have. Yeah, looks. I can't really judge it because I'm not a 6-Sam player, but yeah, you get the triple defizz for, because they don't, as you see, they don't have a problem with it, and then I have heard the 6-Sam mirror is pretty awful, or I hear it's pretty horrific, like, because you can use Bushido count. Some of the cards use Bushido counters from either field, and then the puppet plants steal the opponent's, have your Shien stolen, and then they can use it. I've heard the 6-Sam mirror is pretty atrocious. I mean, probably not as bad as like Dark World, but it must be annoying. And I see Jazz's list. Yeah, there's a lot of presetting for the TG, and Jazz did comment in the Discord that main deck Trapstone was probably a mistake. Some people just don't enjoy its dynamics. It's fair. I guess they just don't like the idea of like having their Shien taken, or like the opponent using the Bushido counters. I guess I'm just based on a assumption. Yeah, it looks like Jazz didn't have a Raikou in this particular list, but I don't know if it's entirely neat if you have double Card Trooper now. I forgot to mention that, like having double. I forgot to notice that like double Card Trooper must be really nice for the deck to get your set up your Dandelion and Bulb and Spore. And the Aver. I guess this is also anticipation. I guess Close Forest here too, because some people anticipate other GK players coming into this particular event, because that's another easier to pilot deck that can just I'm losing my train of thought, but you know what I mean. Like, there's a lot of anticipation for this particular server and the events. The problem with milling engines is that it conflicts with Tengu. Yeah, that's fair. You don't want to. Yeah, you don't want to. You don't. If you mill Tengus, you lose the potential there. That's the planned Synchro deck. And then we have the. These guys have the same list. Almost the same list. Yeah, kind of what you expect from the TG. Looks like Dumb Truck chose to add Avarice and didn't main Dust Shoot, and then Prada has no Avarice. Main deck's Dust Shoot, and I guess the side decks are quite different. Skildra makes sense. Grand Mole's interesting in the other list. We'll cross out. The lists look extremely identical and have like similar, just a few different tech choices, it looks like. Different ratios. This is Floatstone's version of 6 Sam. We see in comparison to the winning list. If it loads. Oh god, if it loads. As compared to you, Hanzo, it looks like he... I'm looking at differences. Looks like he ran the D-Priz as well, kind of pre-siding for some of the beatdown matchups. But a lot of it looks pretty the same, except you had the main deck MSTs. I feel like main deck MST makes more sense in this format, because if you gotta hit those like warnings and the floodgates. Well, not just say floodgates, just hitting whatever back row you can so you don't get interrupted. Different. Oh, he has the. I'm not familiar with this card, so he's going with the Asticism and Dojo. Right, because I had this. I almost forgot about this card because I'm not a 6 Sam player. The float decks were pre-sided for TGs, yeah. Oh, float's deck, yeah, right. To float the player, yeah. Yeah, a lot of pre-siding for TGS. Then you guys crept in, and I mean, it's not like it didn't make a difference, because the top 8 was only 2 of the TG players, and I know some were TGX Saber, but I guess same principles apply. Dojo Toolbox variant, which is a much better TG matchup than the Assassin variant. Yeah, and it looks like that's proven. I think you proved that correct in this particular tournament, and others you may have topped. Here's the GB from Icaros. Yeah, I guess it's. I know some other lists were main decking Thunder King for Glad Beast, but looks like he did a. Oh, he did. It's interesting. He did it with this list with like Horn of the Phantom Beast, because it works with Darius, I think, and Laquaria and Darius, yeah. So Icarus innovating the GB deck a little bit. That all the negates out in the board. Got the triple cipher for the warrior matchups, but I think I like Puppet Plant better as an anti-warrior card, just because Cypher's a little too like all battle phase centric, and this deck doesn't really work well with like the machines. Just not saying one's not telling them how to build a deck, is just my initial thoughts about it. Oh yeah, because Gladiator Beasts get Esadari this format. Or from Extreme Victory. Which is, yeah, it's part of the format. So it's like a any two Gladiator Beasts and doesn't have a crazy pop effect. Yeah, that's Glad Beast looks like it roasted pretty well with it. And I mean that pretty much covers it, except I'll talk about the last list here. Ragamuffin built a little bit different from Jazz here. Is using the Raikou package. Main deck's the Max C. So he did not preside for the TGs, but that was just I guess just a player choice. Maxi does still at least work with like the Bree Dragon to make a level 6. So I think it's the worst thing in the world, unless I'm told otherwise. And compared to Jazz, he's not main decking the Thunder King. Has the Lila so he can run charge as well. And maybe he could have gone like Lightsworn Plant, I don't know. Had the main deck Silverleaf and the Malevolent Catastrophe there. And yeah, I don't have too much more to say. I'm just kind of looking at the individual decks. But yeah, that's it for I think that's it for the stream. And hard for me to comment too much on the dynamics, just because haven't played enough games of the format in particular. I think other people could probably comment much better. I'm just kind of going off of what I see. My word is obviously not law. Like, don't take what I'm saying as like truth. It's just kind of my thoughts on it. Like, kind of like my just seeing it from like this perspective here. I didn't watch all the games either, so it's hard for me to comment on all the matches. But it was fun to see the finals, even if it kind of ended in Floodgate City. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win, so congrats, Hanzo. Well done, Jazz. It was a bit heartbreaking to get to the finals and that happening, but it's Yu-Gi-Oh! What can you do? But I'm gonna sign off, guys, so thank you for hanging out and watching, and I'll see you guys around on the Discord. Have a happy new year. We'll be back for some more retro format action. So, see you later.